So I'm sitting at a Sheetz gas station right now, riding shotgun, because DJ and Mandy are inside picking up some refreshments or something. Who knows? Caffeine, I would imagine. But we got a little something special for you today. Something that just kind of materialized out of thin air. Not really out of thin air. Nothing's really out of thin air with our group. But it did materialize within the last, give or take, 48 hours or so. Our boy Steven is bringing home a new lady today. So more to follow on that, because we're en route to go and help him bring her home. So it's delivery day. That's exciting. But I'll show you guys more what it is when we pick her up. So DJ and Mandy are walking this way now, so we're about ready to get back on the road. We have arrived, picking up the Canadian Camaro. Oh, Raptor R. DJ doesn't know where he's going.
Oh, I just saw Stephen wave.
It's blurring because he doesn't know where he's going. It's his first time driving. Oh, there's Steve. Well, so that's the beauty.
Yes, it is.
That's the beauty. Say good morning,
Hello, everyone.
Stephen.
Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Stephen. So,
What's going on, everybody?
what made you pull the trigger on this? Because this is what a last minute kind of pull decision, right?
I've been looking at it, thinking about it. This is a SS1LE because I want to have a little bit of insurance instead of beating up on my Z01 a lot. I want to have another track car, so if there's an oops, I won't feel as bad as losing a Z01 compared to an SS. Since it is a 1L, yeah, I'll still feel bad, but it won't be as bad. This is a 1LE package, as you know, and
So
it
what
is a
sets it
manual.
apart from the others.
So track suspension, track pack,
Is that really the only difference? It's just track pack?
Pretty
So
much.
Suspension, handling, brakes,
all that's been
aero,
upgraded.
I would imagine.
A little bit of aero, but not so much on the SS. But it is a manual, so very hard to find nowadays. Been looking, it popped up, and for the mileage on it, the price is like, okay, this is probably the best I'm gonna find today. So, and
You
I'm
got a
not
name
sure.
picked out for her yet?
We're leaving that up to Madam Director.
Oh God!
So she's
not even her
Canadian.
car.
She's Canadian too. It is a Canadian girl. So she did come from Canada. It's been kind of
She's an international girl.
yes.
They're more fun.
Yeah, it went from Canada spec to US spec, which is basically a dash conversion.
Oh, is that the only difference?
Pretty much, yeah. Goes from kilometers and
Yeah.
liters to miles per gallon and miles.
So that's just what, a chip change where they swap it over,
dash.
or do they literally have to
Yeah.
change out the instrument cluster?
You got a friend?
Steven, you gonna give us the walk around?
There's a need.
I mean,
What would you like to know? Let's see.
it's your car, man. You gotta do a walk around.
The car comes with you, Steve.
Yeah, pretty sweet ride.
DJ will give the walk around. Apparently, he's not shy. He's the one that's been tagged to drive it because, he's a Camaro owner. I'm not.
You can drive it if you want.
It would be heresy to have a Mustang owner.
You might fall in love again.
All right, I didn't say that. Well, I'm not a Mustang owner. I'm a Roush owner.
How is this my fault?
Because you were the one yesterday saying, "Oh, you own 2 Mustangs." I do not own 2 Mustangs. I own a Roush and a Shelby.
Thing.
Well, you're grouped by comparison because it was his fault, and you're married to him. Him being DJ.
So
Yes,
I get
they're gonna
paid
fix
for
the
this
wheel.
piece of it?
I'll be
Yes,
back down next weekend
the way
for
it
them to
works.
fix the wheel.
I don't like that.
The curb rash.
Got the Alcantara leather to it.
Curb rash on this wheel and the opposite wheel.
This is not a real Camaro. It doesn't have a Prindle. For those of you that know what that is, no Prindle.
There's no Prindle.
It's fake. It's totally fake.
Does it have brake dust?
Oh,
Yes.
God, look at the
Yes.
brake dust on that shit. It's just building up.
And you picked a wheel that had the curb rash.
They're just gonna
It's
do
okay.
it.
Those wheels are coming off.
I don't know.
They'll put the track wheels on there.
I asked them to either take it off or
I gotta say, and
have
I'm
it fixed,
pretty
and
sure
they
Steven
went
agrees with
for
me. I'm not a
the
big
fixed
fan of
portion.
the grill on the 19s.
I agree. That's why she's getting the ZLE nose.
But the rest of it's hot. Rest of it's hot. Look at that McLaren. I don't know if that's for sale or if that's somebody's personal car. Sexy.
LT, long tail. It's gonna be pretty rad.
So
Yeah.
I saw a guy in town the other day, Ford Carbon. I'm like, nobody was rocking that until you got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as they got it, you got it.
Yep.
Factory LT.
Everybody's got it now.
Yes, it is.
See, that's a ding on Ford right there. You see this Ford? Hood struts. Not even on the top end Camaro. So, Mandy, do we have a name for it?
I
Have you
asked him
figured
to.
it out
He
on
was
the
like,
drive up
no,
here?
we'll leave it in there.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, are you even allowed to drive it off the lot without it having a name? It's got no identity. It doesn't strike me as a trans car.
It definitely is not.
Definitely not a trans car.
That's it too.
Pieces.
So here's the interior of the 1LE.
That's the
Pretty fancy. Got a couple of nice cars for sale. Anybody want a GT3? Because, I mean, they got it. And there's a 911. Yeah. Huh. This looks like it could have potentially been a nightmare package on this Roush truck. The supercharged Roush. Is it? Is it? It is a nightmare. Pretty fancy. So, gonna say based on the front end, it's got to be somewhere between the 18 and 20 year model range because that's the style front end we had on it at that time. What does this say? 2019. Boom. Right there it was. Ah, she's a good looking truck. Good looking truck.
One more look there.
Look at the interior of that car, man.
Did he take a look at the white dark curves?
Inside of a GT3, sorry for the glare. Sexy. They got a couple of Mustangs over here, though. Sure, people. That is not my people. Don't group me in with that. I don't drive around with those Mustang whatever. Look, somebody's already traded in a dark horse. I'm not going to give you my opinion on that overpriced GT. Oh, and look, an RTR.
I'd rather have that.
Is that a Spec 2?
I need to wash. This one's a mountain.
Does not say that I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's the bottom of the truck.
Yeah.
Why am I stepping up
Colorado does the
bar
same thing.
to literally sit down in the truck?
So you're saying that's a design flaw?
Like
Horrible design flaw.
Lord stands it makes
That's a
it.
direct
That's the
quote.
same
But
ones
it's
I
a pretty
got.
nice truck.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they want
I
40 grand, you said, for it?
talk over
41. Yeah. Not for a 2020. No, thank you. Yeah, I definitely like that truck. The stance of it looks great. Like the tires. I mean, I'm not always a fan of black on black, but that's a good looking truck.
Would you like a
The F-150 next to it's lacking. I mean, look, see, you can just see the height difference. This guy apparently didn't want to put much of a
it's
lift
like
on,
the top
maybe
of the line
2 inches.
84
This guy,
out of
he had fun lifting his truck. I'm trying to convince Steven to buy this Raptor R. That's what he really needs. We got to get him out of the bow tie stuff and into the supercharged
But it's
pickup
already
truck.
got condensation inside the taillight.
Maybe it's cold.
That's the build quality.
It is build quality. I mean, it's an overpriced pickup truck. Although the little,
That's a lot of eights.
it is a lot of eights.
That is a lot of eights.
I'm sure that has some significance to it. Somebody on the channel probably knows what all those eights mean. I do not.
I was about to ask you that too.
I cannot.
The keyboard's
It's
upside. Maybe that's why it's got eights. The keyboard's upside down.
So, and how much do you think this thing is?
1B.
I assumed it was
Tons of
probably up
eights.
around 130.
Hey, Hey, Dave.
Oh, I was only off by 10 grand. See, they want 120 for it. What?
There's a V in there. It's not just all 8s.
Is it hidden
Oh,
V?
no,
It's
I
like
know.
Fine Waldo.
I know there's a V in there because there's a V on the inside if you look on it too.
Well, you can buy 3
So they just want you to be excited
Yeah.
about a V8.
A V8, yes. The V is over there behind the R.
V8.
I will say, I mean,
So
look, Ford, y'all need to up your game on these wheels. Those wheels are flipping hideous. I mean, were you drunk when you picked those things out?
It's only on the sunshot
Yeah,
side.
so that's it. I've done some looking around the
You have to
the
sign
lot
with
here,
the
the used
insurance
car lot,
waiver.
high
die
performance vehicles,
Or wreck it. That's
Raptor
not our
R,
fault.
a couple of
We're gonna
Porsches,
pink Rubicon.
that Roush Nightmare pickup truck,
Magenta.
which apparently is already sold. Not surprised. Those things don't last long. I mean,
No.
Roush just makes
Not enough wrap in the world for that.
an awesome product. But
It's got a
Delivery
392 in
of-
it.
Steven's new,
It's beefy.
newly acquired Camaro
Much?
1LE.
17,000. You said?
It's a fun day. He doesn't
I
show
said because
excitement
that's
very
right,
well,
too.
but he's
17,000.
excited. That's his excited stance.
Oh,
How much
No.
do they want for this?
60.
But now we're gonna take it
55.
back to the house so he can start
Come on,
beefing her
spit it
up and
out.
putting
Up.
the track mods that he wants on her.
60.
And then
My bad.
eventually,
I didn't realize
Andy
I
will
was
come up with a name.
invading your personal space.
You're not invading nothing.
Sorry, I bumped into Mandy when she bumped into me. So I had to apologize, or she was gonna put me in timeout.
So yeah, future videos coming with the upgrades that are coming on the yet to be named 1LE. But if you like what you saw, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. There's more coming. So Steven was gracious enough to allow me to drive his new baby, even though he just purchased it. But yeah, is on his way to a birthday party for one of his nephews, and so there needed to be a way to get home. He drove his truck down. I rode down with DJ and Mandy, as I told you, and now we've got, you know, the 1LE to take back. And it just so happened that I had plans to be at another location with my daughter, and my faulty assumption was I was going to be back in time for, you know, to link up with them. You know, so I just assumed I'd ride back with DJ and Mandy, or well, in the truck, and then probably one of them would arguably drive, you know, Steven's car back and then park it at their place, and Steven would pick it up tomorrow when he got back from doing all his adventures this afternoon. But didn't quite work out that way because I didn't apparently plan as well as I probably could have, or foreseen as well as I could have. But going back to pick up the pickup truck would have put me where I was, you know, needed to be in Charlotte well after the time that I told Audrey I would be there. So Steven was like, oh, it's no problem, man, just take the car, I'm not worried about it. I was like, I can drive your car, man, it's brand new. I mean, you just got it, so it's not right, I didn't think, you know, to have my butt put more miles on the car initially than he gets to put on it. But again, Steven's the man. He's a very thoughtful and gracious individual, and so here I am driving the Camaro. I kind of feel undercover, I'm not gonna lie. You know, Roush / Shelby owner, and now I'm behind the wheel of a 2019 1LE. I think we'll punk out some Mustang drivers. Anyway, I will say though, it is a very nice ride. It's smooth. It's got the heads-up display, so a lot of you guys that follow the channel probably already know that, excuse me, about the Chevy line. But the 1LE has the heads-up display. It's got the same setup as far as, you know, brakes and suspension as the ZL1 Camaros, and then you know, a little bit better aero, downforce, that type of stuff. So this is a track focused car. That was the whole purpose of the 1LE. when Chevy built it. And I gotta say, I mean, it comes with the Tremec 6060 6-speed manual transmission. And if I were to compare it to the two cars that I have, the Shelby having the TR 3060 and my Roush having the MT82, because Roush doesn't upgrade the transmission. We've talked about that before in previous videos. I would say this falls like right in between the two as far as the feel and the drivability. So the transmission in the Shelby Mustang that I have is definitely feels more mechanical. You can feel it click into gear much more than, say, the one that's in the 1LE here. This one is much smoother. It glides a little bit better, if that makes any sense. But it's not as free flowing as the MT82. So the MT82 has like zero mechanical feel to it. It just slides right into gear. Again, no issues with the MT82, but I definitely prefer the Tremec. And I would even say that I think I still kind of like the Tremec that's in the Shelby Mustang versus the one that's in the 1LE, but they're comparable. Where the clutch engages, you know, when you start to let out, when you've got the car in gear, slightly different, but again, that's to be expected. They're not all exactly the same, and different models, different makes, so it's to be expected, but very smooth. I love the way the transmission feels. I know Steven already knows, because I mean, he knows more about this car than most. He's a Chevy fanatic, we'll just put it that way. So is DJ, but yeah. And then I learned today, because Steven, you know, educated me on this. Well, actually, I guess both him and DJ educated me on this. But in 2019, there was 2 sets of Camaros essentially built because of the badge on the front end of the car was lowered in 2019 from where it was at in 2018, and so it caused sales numbers to decrease dramatically from the 18 model year to the 19 model year. And so what they did about midway through 19 was they relocated the badge that they had initially lowered, and they put it back up on that the top portion or the upper portion of the grille. And the reason why they put it lower initially was because they said it increased airflow by 14%, I think is what DJ was telling me, or something crazy like that. But yeah, it impacted sales numbers significantly, to the point that Chevy undid that midway through the 2019 model year. So you've got essentially a 2019 A and B. So that was pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably knew that, but I had no idea. So we're cruising along on 74 right now, headed towards Charlotte. I still got about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so before I'll get there. But yeah, I gotta say, I think Steven did well. I mean, he knows he did well. He knows more about cars than I could even dream of knowing at this point. But maybe someday I'll be to his level. I doubt it, but you know, it's a goal. But yeah, it's a great car. It's comfortable. These Recaro seats are a little bit different than the Recaros that I've got in my cars, but they're nice and squishy. I like them. But he's got plans to, you know, to eventually take these out and put in the track focused, you know, hard molded seats and whatnot. So he's gonna do a lot of fun things in this car. Rear seat delete, cage, you know, the works. I'm sure he'll change out the steering wheel and probably put the digital steering wheel in it. It already comes with a flat bottom steering wheel, but I would imagine, since he's got the digital in his ZL1, that he'll probably do the same thing in this car down the road at some point. So, but like, again, I'll bet he's got a list of things in his mind that he's going to start to modify or upgrade, however you want to look at that, on the car. But it sounds good. In track mode, the car definitely has a growl to it for having the factory exhaust still on it. So yeah, I think they did better on their exhaust than, you know, Ford did on their Mustangs, because they didn't have a track pack Mustang outside of the Shelby line in 2019. So it's not like they had a GT track focused car. I mean, we had the Performance Pack 1 and the PP2, but it's not anything comparable to what the 1LE puts on it from Chevy. So yeah, just different manufacturers, different ways of doing things. It's not good or bad, but this is definitely a good car. So you'll be seeing it more on the channel, and you know, I would have had Steven do the kind of the review, if you will, on its drivability, but he's a little shy. He's not really, but he kind of is. So I don't mind doing it for him. He might have to go in and fact check me on some things, because again, I don't know Camaros inside and out. So he does, DJ does, and so if I said something wrong, I'm sure they will correct me in the comments. But yeah, I can definitely see where this would be a fun car on the track to drive, because I mean, she handles well. She handles well.